Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Devin Bartolotta. Tonight, Jefferson Parish voters have overwhelmingly approved the sale of East Jefferson General Hospital. The proposed sale was the biggest item on today's election ballot. As you can see, the results show it passing by a huge margin, 95 to 5%. The vote was postponed from May because of the pandemic. The proposed sale had the strong support of all of Jefferson's political leaders, as well as the business community and hospital management. They warned that East Jefferson's dire financial straits meant a sale was the only way to keep it running. There has been talk of a sale or a lease for years. LCMC offered $90 million for the hospital. That, combined with the hospital's cash reserves, will pay off its existing debt. LCMC also promised to make $100 million in capital improvements to the hospital over the next 5 years. LCMC owns and operates 5 other local hospitals, including Jefferson's other public hospital, West Jefferson Medical Center. Voters on the East Bank of Orleans Parish went to the polls to elect a new judge for First City Court. This race was important since this court handles evictions, which are on the rise because of the pandemic. Attorney Marissa Hudabarrett led in the primary, and while returns are not yet complete, tonight Eyewitness News is projecting that she will win that race, defeating attorney Sarah Lewis. The closest race on the ballot tonight was for Mandeville mayor. Council members Clay Madden and Lorraine Sika faced off in the runoff for that post, and Madden pulled out the win by just over 100 votes. He will replace Mayor Donald Villery, who was term limited. Also on the North Shore, Rick Smith has won the race for an at-large seat on the Covington City Council, defeating Steve Stokes. Smith led the 4-person primary in July, coming just 12 votes shy of an outright win. He is a former Covington district councilman. We have full results for more than 30 other races and tax issues on today's ballot. That's all on our website, WWLTV.com, as well as on our mobile app.